My name is Richard Newman, and I work for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and I'm a trial attorney. So I guess I'm going to answer some questions regarding how we use technology in Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
So what type of technology do you use?
Well, we use all kinds of technology. Immigration and Customs Enforcement uses a lot of different databases. Number one, we encounter human beings, and so usually, most all human beings have fingerprints, and so those fingerprints are run through a database to see if we've encountered them before, or if they've been entered by some other entity. Database called NCIC that most all law enforcement agencies enter information into. Most American law enforcement agencies enter into NCIC. NCIC will have usually like an FBI number, the person's name and date of birth, and any derogatory information. They'll also have their eye color and all that sort of thing, but any derogatory information such as convictions, there will frequently be their arrest record on there as well. So that's one of the many databases that we use to verify that if we've ever encountered that person, or if a law enforcement agency has ever encountered that person before.
Now, if that person committed a crime somewhere else outside the U.S., how do you get that information?
Yeah, that's one of the tricky things. There's an international policing organization that they smush the words together, and most people call it Interpol. Interpol is also kind of a repository of information of that nature. Another country would have to first enter the information into the system. A lot of countries don't. Most countries probably don't. And the countries that do will probably only enter the information if it's a very important criminal or a very important crime. For instance, if someone comes to the United States from India and they've committed some terrible crime in India, and they don't want Americans to know that they're this sort of a mass murderer in India, then number one, they would not give us their correct name and date of birth. And then, and for the most part, most law enforcement agencies don't use fingerprints for Interpol. So it would be pretty tough. Other than their name and their date of birth, it would be pretty tough to screen people that are entered into the international database. Which is, I'm guessing this is why you have all these interesting scenarios involving people being blocked from flights based on their name, because it's very difficult. You don't have the fingerprints of people in certain countries, certain Middle Eastern countries, and a lot of countries around the world we don't have fingerprints in a database, so you have to go by name.
What's the difference in technology that you used when you first started and now?
When I first started, we used fairly similar, pretty much the same technology. Although I probably look a lot older than I am. I've only been involved in law enforcement for maybe 7 or 8 years, and so in 7 or 8 years, the technology hasn't been that drastically different. We still use databases and cross-reference with other law enforcement agencies, and these databases have largely remained the same. The only thing that's changed is they've integrated a little better. There's a little better, it's a little easier to cross-reference through certain databases.